Hey, this is Carmine Apiece. Even though I don't look like Carmine Apiece, I am Carmine Apiece. And you're listening to Tom and Zeus on the Shout It Out Loud cast. So keep listening, keep rocking.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is Gene Simmons. Put that cookie down. Kiss. Stop pressing the button. Stockbroker Simmons. Star? Paul Stanley. Is that what he does? Stop shouting. He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh, no. Here come the kiss times. Is that a positive thing? Okay. All right. I'm going to grab me an ice cold mellow yellow. Why? Why do that to the fan? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them. Yeah, that's what are you talking about? 617-525-0850. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss? Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 314. The Hit and Run Tour. Hit and Run.
Oh, this was a big tour. This was big. I mean, I'm more interested to see if anybody listening, and I know there is going to be, I want to hear how many people were part of this tour. All 6 shows I want to hear. So we'll see.
So you guys did an episode on a tour for 6 nights?
You make a time machine?
Even Borat couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Hey, we told you we talk about everything. We get to everything. We dig deep. And plus, yeah, it's technically a tour. It's got 6 shows, but there's some big shit going on with these shows. It's an interesting period in history. We'll tell you why.
Yes, Tom. I had a fun. I went to the docks today. Got my physical. I was anally assaulted once again.
That's nice.
Yes,
that's good.
Yes. I'm at the stage.
You thought about the back door.
Yeah, where it's every time, every year, I get violated. It's a yearly thing now.
Nice.
I don't care what you say. It is just the most emasculating thing. You turn out to be like a little bitch on his.
Tell you what. Tell you what. It feels a hell of a lot better because I have a female doctor. Oh yeah.
I don't want to know. I don't want a female's doctor hand to be different because then I'll be like, ooh. And that's the thing I have always said. Like these guys, they're like, oh yeah, she stuck her finger in my ass. And they're like, so if you like her sticking her finger in her ass and you're enjoying it and doing it, at one point she's like, you like this? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take my finger out. Billy's going to put his finger in it. Well, that feels good.
All right, that's
you and Billy different.
That's a little different. That's a little
okay.
different.
You liking this? Okay. Billy's going to put his dick in there.
Okay, that is okay. First of all,
now don't tell me you're not gay.
Okay, first of all, we're 30 seconds into the show, and I feel really bad if anybody just turned this on with their kids in the car because we're already talking about fingering ass and becoming gay.
But I'm just saying, if you were that type of guy, you see these, what's his name there from The Sopranos, Ralphie Cifaretti.
Yeah, but he was gay, though.
Or Ace, supposedly loves it. So the point is, if you enjoy the women sticking shit up your ass.
Yeah, because it's a woman doing it.
What is the thing? It's not the woman doing it. It's a toy that she's holding it up your ass. So what's the difference? And she's like,
okay, so
the toy broke.
Okay, so what's the okay?
So
and that if
Frankie's gonna put his cock in your ass.
Okay, so if you're using that mindset, you're gonna say, "Oh, I know, baby, I know you love it when I put my dick in your mouth." Fred's over here. He wanted to put. Can you put?
So you think that makes you gay?
So if
it does.
Of course it makes you gay,
but a hand job and you're just sitting back at the movie theater.
And all of a sudden you look over and it's a guy doing it.
And all of a sudden it's Murph jerking you off. You're going to go, Murph, just go a little faster, a little faster. or you're gonna
but see,
be like,
now
get your fucking hands off me.
Dude, we have veered off so badly, but I'm glad because there's only 6 tour dates to talk about for Hit and Run. So now we're talking
Just
about
asking you, doesn't that make you gay?
if a guy does it, yes. If a girl does it, no. That's
No,
what.
yes, it is, because you would enjoy it either way.
That's not true. If you put your finger up my ass, I would not enjoy that.
First of all, yeah.
Okay.
And if fucking Bo Derek in her prime came
I would
by,
love that. I would have her
would
put
not.
her
I would
foot
get
up
your
my ass.
fucking finger out of my ass. I'm not gay.
I would let Bo Derek, dude, right now, if Carmen Electra said, you know what, I have this real big fancy, I have a strap on.
Oh my God, you're gay. You're gay. That makes you gay.
I'm kidding. I would not.
That there's
I'm
anything
kidding.
wrong with it.
I'm kidding. I would not
Okay,
go that
just for
far.
everyone out there.
Not that there's anything wrong.
My
with it.
father's gay.
No, I'm kidding.
just saying.
Kidding. That pegging is going way too far. Well, no pegging.
I just like that's the fucking level. There's a break in there. That
Yeah.
if you enjoy that shit, what's the difference from a guy doing it? So, and if you do enjoy
because
that
it's
shit,
a
then
girl
you're
doing
gay.
it. All right. Forget it. Stop. I feel bad for people that just tuned into this episode. You know what's going to happen? People are like, I just discovered this new Kiss podcast. Oh, these guys sound really good. Wait, they're talking about pegging and fingering asses. What is going on? What happened to Kiss?
Oh, it started from me getting my regular fucking physical,
right?
And now because of prostate, they have to check everything. There is a point, and this is funny because I mean, you guys that are out there know this. Men know this. They put the lube, and he's like, "All right, George, don't worry, buddy, you'll be fine." And he's like, "Okay," and he's got it right there. And then then he puts it up.
Yeah.
And it's like he breaks the seal, like he busted your asshole cherry.
Yeah, because you
and
feel
it. Gets in there and you're like,
yeah. He's
okay,
reaching
all
for you.
done. And you're like, what the fuck? And you're thinking he's pulling out
your
15
fucking
pounds of cow shit out of your ass because you're like, that felt like squishy.
And then if you don't clean up correctly, you got jelly ass for the rest of the day. You're walking around splishing and splashing.
You put your pants down with your girlfriend, and there's like a mud pile of silicone.
Oh, baby. Hey, baby, don't worry.
Hershey's chocolate.
Don't worry about that. It's just Dr. Jellyfinger was just having his way with me earlier. It's some remnants.
Just pew. Just not right. And anyway, so that's my philosophy on whether you're straight or gay. If you enjoy it and you like it, that means you're gay. Because last story I'll leave you with, Tom, is I had a girl one time that I was with and tried that, like put her finger in me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, what the fuck you doing? And she's like, what? My ex-boyfriend used to love that. I'm like, your ex-boyfriend's fucking gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, it's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So, but I'm just like, that makes you gay. She's like, what are you talking about?
No,
I'm like, God, dude, I'm fucking putting 3 condoms on to fuck you now.
If a girl's
I don't know what the fuck's happened.
There's nothing wrong with a little friggin' probing.
Oh, just pew.
All right. Well, welcome to Shout Out Loudcast. Welcome, new listeners.
I've got another story to compound that.
Oh, no.
So I had my hearing today. We've gone from, what do you call it? We've gone from telephonic hearings to Zoom hearings because of COVID.
God.
So now, and you see my background.
I've seen it.
I use my wallpaper,
it's like the fucking
law offices of Zeus and Associates.
It's like Better Call Saul fucking background.
Yeah. And so this guy doesn't speak English very well. He's big, tall. When I say tall, I'm talking 6'7", 6'8", big Brazilian guy.
Yeah.
And then we finished, and I was like, buddy, I told you can handle these questions. You're just so nervous. Like, it's not a big deal. I know, and I'm doing this accent because he literally talks like this. I know, I'm very nervous. I have to go to hospital. I have a lot of sweat. I have a diarrhea. I'm like...
What does that have anything? So he can't speak during the hearing because he's afraid he's going to have diarrhea?
He's trying to tell me that he was so nervous because I was like, "You're smart, man. I don't understand why you're panicking. Like, just answer the question." Like, there were basic questions. And he's
Right.
I'm like, "You understand this English?" But he was just panicking, and then he felt the need to tell me that he almost had to go to the hospital. He was sweating. He had a diarrhea.
Can he record that for us so we could use it as a future drop? I have a diarrhea.
I no feel good.
Christ.
My sweaty. I have a diarrhea.
I like you.
I'm like, I don't want to listen to a 50-something-year-old Brazilian guy tell me he's got diarrhea for his court hearing.
Did you ask if he likes getting a finger in the ass?
I said, if it's by a girl,
Okay.
What's the difference if she says, hey, Franco's going to put his finger in
There's a
there?
huge difference, but we're not carrying on it. We've already exercised this story.
I think we're like 10 minutes into this.
Good.
We got diarrhea, anal probing, and silicone anal leakage.
Welcome to Shout It Out Loud. There's a reason why we are the #1 Kiss podcast. That's why.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
because great conversation like this.
That's right.
Tom,
Yes.
last week, what did we do and what did we do for a poll?
We talked about the best 7th track. So we continued our trend of track placements on Kiss albums. And of course, it was the 7th track. So we said, which of these 7th tracks is your favorite? And the nominations for this poll were Deuce, Mr. Speed, A Million to One, and Forever.
That's honestly,
Yeah.
that top 4 is as good as you're almost going to get.
I agree. Those are 4,
Right?
Those are 4 like 5-star songs.
Exactly.
So Deuce, no surprise, runs away with the poll, 48%. Mr. Speed at 25, A Million to One at 15, Forever at 12. So
I wonder if you put studio version, because I saw a lot of people put the live version.
yeah.
It's not the live version we're going by.
Correct. It's the studio album. No, that's a fair point. Our buddy Daryl Alber. I haven't listened to the episode yet. My bad. But I could see Mr. Speed opening up Rock and Roll Over. Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Our buddy Costa Vucinis, whether you wish it was 1973 and you were old enough to be at the Daisy in Amityville, or it's 1996, everyone is standing at the Bell Center, you can't believe your eyes because what you heard were not lies. That opening riff of Deuce sets you onto the ultimate Kiss-tarred high. Yeah, well said.
Yeah, no. I mean, sometimes you're surprised by what you see like this.
Yeah.
I'm 6'2", 230 pounds, and I have a vagina.
Nicole Bass is another one, Tom.
Christ. That, oh God, I can't with her. Our buddy Joe Popolato, it's Deuce by a Mile, one of the greatest Kiss songs ever. Then he says, by the way, I have an idea for your next show, laughing emoji. I think he's kind of joking about our question of the week. Yeah. Our buddy Todd Harrick, Deuce is the best cut if you include the live version. Well, we're not. A Million to One would be my choice for studio cuts. For as many times as they played I Still Love You, it's a travesty that they didn't perform A Million to One. Wesley Ship says, I guess I'm a Mr. Speed tard. Yeah. Todd Dammit says, how Mr. Speed doesn't win this, I don't know. What a killer track. Uh-oh. And our buddy Steve, here we go. Scandalous that A World Without Heroes isn't on this poll. And if Shandy was track 7 on Unmasked, it would be a landslide.
Someone's trying to troll me. I mean,
I know. I really think Steve is. We know Steve. I think he believes that. He loves Unmasked. Our buddy Glenn Barth. 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, we'll get the best 12th track. Hot in the Shade will prevail overall. Those will be the shortest episodes ever. Maybe you can have an episode ranking tracks 11 and beyond. Either way, can't wait. Yeah, eventually we're going to have to kind of cut the cord because obviously not every album has the same amount of tracks.
I'm hearing shit in the background. What is
that? Did you know Ace jumped on this call? I didn't.
I did not, but I'm glad to have him. And that's what we got for the world of Twitter this week.
All right, let's get to the Book of Face. Yeah, your buddy Steve put the fucking photo, how I listened to Shandy, that image of the guy in front of that huge, like, speaker.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just stupid. He even says, a bit harsh, calling my opinions brutal, even though you guys fucking rock. Yeah, but see, we love you, Steve, and we're saying that out of endearment to you.
Oh, totally. Of course. Absolutely.
Bobby Kenner, you boys never cease to amaze. with how you cover topics. I really enjoyed both of your lists. I'm really partial to I Still Love You. We had a few of those.
Yeah.
And definitely on Forever. It was included in our music at my wedding ceremony. I believe that.
Nice.
Tom, I smile every time I hear Hooligan 2.
Yeah.
Quoting lyrics, but that song has swagger.
Yes.
On Rocking Boys.
Love it.
You agree with him, huh?
Yes. The lyrics are stupid. Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, but I'm not denying it because just the lyrics are stupid. There's so many great Kiss songs that the lyrics are stupid.
Right.
Just not a very good song.
I still find that fascinating because Peter's your guy, but
I know,
okay.
It's just fucking terrible music.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on over to Loudcasters, our Facebook group. Hey, by the way, the group is private, so if you are like, oh, where is it? You have to join. So send us a request. We'll let you in.
Yep.
All right. Let's start with Chris D's. These episodes are always fun. Can't wait for the best 15 track in 8 years when the whole episode is just boomerang.
Yeah, exactly.
Christopher Powell, not only is 1,000,001 the best 7 tracks, the best track in history. VV and Paul wrote a masterpiece of a song here. Perfect from beginning to end. I agree with you, Christopher. Absolutely. So that's definitely him.
Yep.
Mike Throne, I'm thinking Watching You would rank higher if it weren't for the shitty Hotter Than Hell production. Got a great point there. Frank Anselon says, I kind of rolled my eyes when I heard this week's topic. But as usual,
you rolled your eyes? Well, hold on.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, this 7 years we've been doing this. Well, I don't know. He might be new around here. But as usual, you guys made it through a palatable. In fact, it was pretty fucking cool, especially since my favorite Kiss song, Watching You, is the number 7. I have to disagree about track number 7 being a weak spot and actually went and made a playlist to submit to Poop House, complete with Thrills in the Night and I Still Love You, which should be on everyone's list. All right.
Yep.
That's
okay.
Joseph Damiata. Hello, boys. There's always some favorite episodes because I get to flex my unmasked favorite album muscles. As you guessed, Two Sides of the Coin is my favorite number 7 track. I would follow it up with Hooligan because Love Gun is the first time I bought as a kid. Listen up, Sizzle Chest. I'm out.
Nice.
Oh, Tom's fucking burner account coming out.
That's right. Two Sides of the Coin and Hooligan. You got it.
Oh. Daniel Holler, Houston. Great episode. I have a love-hate relationship with Forever. It's kind of cheesy, Michael Bolton connection, but holy crap, at the end of the chorus where Bruce plays that high melody and Eric Carr fills, particularly at the end, are on another level. I fucking love the drums. When you watch the video, you can see what Eric is doing. Fucking kicks ass.
One of my favorite Kiss guitar solos of all time is that one.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep.
Joey fucking giving advice on, I don't know, a million things on his own podcast. Romanik, Hall of Famer. Man, listening to this episode really had out. Kiss put a lot of killer songs at number 7 on their song orders. Killer show, guys. Yeah, we said it. There's fucking great songs and some 5-star songs at number 7, but there's some shit there at the end too.
Yep.
So it's kind of a weird mix, if you will.
Yeah,
so let's
agreed.
let's hop and skip on over to YouTube. Let's see what we got there. Andrew Johnson says, former president. He gives his list of 10 songs. He starts with Deuce at number 1, Forever, Mr. Speed, Watching You, Shout It Out Loud, Hard Times, World Without Heroes. His list sucks right there. Stop it. Number 7. I'm not going to read the rest.
Oh, come on, man.
8, 1,000,001, 9, I Still Love You, 10, In My Head.
Okay.
All right, back to you, buddy.
All right, let's take a look on the Instagram machine. Todd Kowalski Art. I learned that Heart of Chrome is a better song than I thought it was. Wow. Okay, well, we love when you guys and then look at this one. Junior Vintage says the same thing. Heart of Chrome has gotten better with age. Great tune. Now, on a serious note, what happened to our friend Chunks at the bus stop?
Oh, so Chunks has been in and out. I catch her on certain days. The other day, Chunks was out with her mom, and they are like identical twins.
Oh no!
Same like fire hydrant body and stuff.
Poor Chunks.
Yeah, chunky, chunk.
Dave Rockstar says, I've been dying of COVID while listening to this week's podcast at 4 a.m., and you nearly killed me by omitting I Still Love You, the greatest Kiss power ballad ever. Enjoyable episode as per usual, though. Some unique and surprising choices. Well, we like when we do things that are unique and surprising.
What do we have, like 6 power ballads by Kiss? I mean, is it really that hard?
Okay, couple emails here before we move on. Our buddy AJ Alex White. Eat your heart out? Dear fuck. Okay, great to hear people speak their honest opinion. That's what makes you guys great. My feedback, however, is regarding your question of the week last week about show suggestions. I was curious how you guys feel when you talk about an idea or do a show and another podcast does it a few days later. Wow, that's never happened to us, Zeus. Does it drive you guys mad like it does to me?
It used to be way worse.
It used to be way worse.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Now, what's the point of them doing anything? I mean,
yeah. No, AJ, thank you. Yeah, and don't forget to listen to AJ's podcast. It's a ton of fun. It's called Pastimes at 80s High. A lot of fun stuff there, so check him out. And if you do have a podcast, don't steal any of his episodes. Just kidding, of course.
And he does do some Kiss talk, too, by the way.
Yeah, he does. He mixes in everything, yes. It's a ton of fun, so check him out. And we finish up our feedback with one here from our buddy Brendan. Hey, I've been listening to the show for about 2 years, and I've been checking out a few archive episodes recently. I was listening to the Crazy Nights album review episode. I enjoyed it a lot, but the highlight was the Jan Terry reference. No, I've been aware of her work for some time, but the episode was a timely reminder again to watch the hilariously terrible Losing You video. Anyway, my question is, which classic track would you like to hear her cover? I'm going to suggest Let's Put the X in Sex, Bang Bang You, or perhaps the no-brainer pick of My Way. Okay, well, Brendan, first of all, thank you for listening to our show for 2 years and checking out archive episodes. And, of course, you made a Jan Terry reference, and you also want her to sing a Kiss song, and you included one of Zeus's most beloved Kiss songs and one he can't stand. So all of that, Brendan, makes you the comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
Yeah, thank you for that. And Jan Terry, what a fucking find she was. But she's also a Shout Out Loudcast Hall of Famer.
She certainly is. Thank God for that. Yikes.
Tom, what we do next is we go over and give a shout out to our Patreon family. And we have someone that is joined that's been a long time contributor to our social media post. And that is the great Kyle Schneider joins us as a Star Child member. Kyle, thank you for jumping in on the family. Much appreciated. Kyle is joining Shout It Out Loudcast Patreon family, and you can too. And how do you do that? You go to our website.
Go to him.
And you see right on the landing page, it says Patreon. You click on that. There are 4 different tiers. Each tier has different perks, whether you get guitar picks, koozies, T-shirts, input on the show, polls, ARC, not AIC, not Alice in Chains, but all sorts of goodies that we give back. And it's to thank you for helping our show grow. And that's what Patreon does. It helps us grow and make this show a lot more accessible to more and more people. And it's something that's invaluable to us, your Patreon contributions. So, Kyle, thank you. We really appreciate your contribution. Welcome to the family. And you out there thinking about it, come join. Have some fun. You'll love it. Thank you, Kyle. And thank you, Patreon family.
Yeah, Kyle, thank you so much. A longtime listener, supporter of the show. We love hearing from you, and we're thrilled to see you join the Patreon family. So thank you so much. And as we say every week, whether you're brand new to the family like Kyle or been there since day one or somewhere in between, we're so grateful for all that you do. So please check us out if you're interested and you want to learn more. Patreon.com, search for us, download the app, or click on the link directly from our website at shoutitoutloudcast.com.
Did you just say, yo, check us out? Like they did
exactly.
And pull someone's pants down?
Yep, exactly.
Like Al DePancio?
Al DePancio.
So stupid.
Yep.
So, Tom, one of the things that I've been always bitching about is I am so scatterbrained.
Yep.
And last year, we kind of found out about Magic Mind. Remember that stuff?
Oh,
we
yeah.
talked
Awesome.
about it on the show.
Love it.
I started using it again, and it helps me focus, especially like on days that we're actually recording, because my mind is so all over the place. And, you know, you used it before I did.
Yep.
And you loved it. And so I trust you when it comes to this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what it does. So, you know, for me, if I get this stuff in me, I feel a hell of a lot better.
It's awesome. I mean, we've tried it before, and it's amazing. It's a little bottle of like power. I mean, it's a mental performance shot, you could call it. You add it to your daily routine, you get focused, you get mentally clear, you get motivated, productive, 100% of your daily vitamin C and D, tons of great stuff. And it gets exponentially better the more you take it. The stuff is incredible. It doesn't taste like something disgusting that you have to kind of hold your nose and get it. It's fantastic. Trust us. We've done it before. We've done business and advertising with Magic Mind. We're here again. They are amazing. Check them out. And right now, you can get 20% off your one-time purchase with the code SOL20 at checkout. It's magicmind.com, SOL20. Please check them out. You will not be disappointed. The stuff is amazing.
Yeah, and as you do it, you know, make sure you let us know what, you know, how it's working for you. For us, like, we don't, like, I don't want to do stuff or anything that's just not us.
Right.
Okay. Anything that can keep my mind focused is like gold to me.
Yeah.
With all the things I've got going on, February's are a tough month. You know, balancing schedules between hockey, the podcast, regular work, my kids' activities and stuff. Magic Mind stuff works. It helps me and it keeps me focused, which is the biggest thing for me. And, you know, it's been proven to work. So, like, you know, if you get a chance, try it. Use the code because, you know, they're nice enough to tell us we'll give you 20% off. So it's not SIOL, it's SOL20. Okay. When you check out, go to magicmind.com and use the code SOL20 and get 20% off. And I think you'll be happy, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, one more thing before we move on. The thing that's different about this is I like it. It's not like a quick fix. Like I said, it has a cumulative effect. You take it for 3, 4, 5 days, and you can feel the difference. And it doesn't replace your coffee. You can still drink your coffee. And the stuff's validated, too. It's been in development for over 10 years, over 200 scientific studies. I mean, trust us, the stuff is awesome. If you're interested in hearing more about it and learning more about it and then buying it, which we urge you to do because we both use it, we're both busy, we're both old, we're both tired. The stuff kicks ass. magicmind.com/SOL20.
Yeah, we'll put a link in it in the episode. If you look at the episode, it'll definitely be there. So, with Magic Mind in mind, Tom, what's going on in Kiss World?
So this is actually kind of the first week we actually have some cool things to talk about here. So Eric Singer did an official auction on Kiss Live Auctions on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and there was also news about Kiss with some upcoming release and projects. So 2 box sets coming out this year. Okay. New off the soundboard releases will come out this year, and we'll focus on various eras of the band's career. Kiss Online will officially relaunch probably around next month in March with an all new look, and Pop House is going to have various new merch drops planned. Dressed to Kill and Alive turned 50. Expect new merch drops from them. And the story is also that those are going to be the box sets, but I don't think there's been confirmation, but I think that's what people think. Also, the documentary End of the Road looks like it's going to be coming out this year. It's in production. So for the first time in a while, we get some stuff to look forward to. I know most of it is merch related, and some of you might not be into merch, but I do know even somebody like you, Zeus, even you are a fan of the Off the Soundboard. So those are cool, especially if it's something from like maybe the Dynasty tour, Hot in the Shade tour, something that we don't already have an official live release from. So that's exciting because I love the Off the Soundboard stuff.
Yeah, remember I predicted that's the that will be coming out. The documentary on the End of the Road would be coming out this year. So it looks like that's going to be true.
Yep.
But the stuff that you mentioned, obviously Off the Soundboard and the box set, is really what we're all excited about. Let's be honest.
Agreed.
Right?
And then the other big thing of news that just came out, again, we're recording on Wednesday, February 5th. We saw this last night on Tuesday, February 4th. Everybody was all excited. We had people tagging us on social media, which was cool. We love when you guys do that. Sometimes you see stuff before us, so tagging us is great. And that is Gene Simmons making a personal video to all the fans out there about his North American tour starting soon. But it wasn't just that he's announcing a tour. It's that he's going to be playing Kiss songs they've never played before, cover songs, talking about coming up on stage. Maybe he'll call you up and you'll play the guitar with him or something. Crazy shit. Looks like he says we're purposely going to be avoiding New York and LA, so it looks like he kind of wants to check off some boxes for some local venues, smaller venues, hitting parts of the country. But the fact that he is putting out that video talking to you, the fans, and getting people hyped for this, just another reason why I fucking love that guy. And that video got us super amped, Zeus.
Yeah, and what always works that I always enjoy is when Tom looks at what Gene puts up and then compares it on the latest Paul Stanley post.
Unbelievable. Paul holding his fucking dog. Now, I have a dog. If you follow me on social media, I love my dog. I post pictures of him all the time. Great. But I just thought the comparison between Gene talking to his fans and getting everyone amped about a Gene Simmons / Kiss related tour, music related thing, and then Paul with a picture of his dog. I'm like, God damn it, man. This is why you suck.
Well, I saw someone put, great, a picture of two little bitches.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't mind Paul. I just think he doesn't know how to work social media. I really don't.
He's tone deaf. He's tone deaf. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
He doesn't know how it's supposed to go. And unfortunate for him, that's he's learning the hard way, and that's why he gets the title Pandemic Paul.
And it's funny too, because every time we talk about Paul, he always finds a way to chime in.
Good and terrible. So whatever it is, Paul, we want you to, kind of get back into the music stuff, the stuff that we know you for, but I don't know if that's going to work.
My dad, meanwhile, had taken to calling me Stanley Fat Ass.
So apparently, Paul's got other issues he's working on. So
Stanley Fat Ass. Oh my God.
He's got some unresolved issues with his daddy that unfortunately need to be fixed. Anyway,
okay.
Tom, let's take a quick little break while Ace talks to Paul about familial relationship. I used to have a problem with my parents too, but you know what I did? I said, fuck it. I got shit-faced.
Okay, so we're back. Yeah, Ace, speaking of Ace, I wanted to kind of throw this in there. So he's doing his tour. We talk about that, right? So my mom, who I've mentioned before in this, my mom's going to be 82. She's retired, lives in Florida. She has actually seen a Kiss tribute band with some friends down in Florida, which I think is hilarious. She calls me today. She's like, I'm sure you probably already know this, but Ace Frehley is doing a show down here at the Villages.
Oh, my God.
I go, I did know about that, Mom. She goes, he looks like he's already dead. She goes, does he sound good? Can he still play? I go, no. I go, but he's got an incredible band behind him. So I just find it fucking hilarious and fascinating. Talking Kiss with my almost 82-year-old mom is always a treat for me. So, jeez, what's the problem? Gonna be living in the villages soon anyways. Assisted living.
All right, everybody, stand up. What do you mean? Get up.
All you old ladies, get out of your walker. Oh, so yeah, we love Ace.
You know, I started drinking when I was 13.
I'm sure they would love to hear that stuff.
Oh,
Ace.
my God almighty.
So, anyway, Tom, what we're going to discuss is another tour.
Yes. So this is called the Hit and Run Tour, which is technically an official tour. It's 2007. It was in the summer of 2007. It was originally supposed to be a mini tour with 4 nights. They added two shows. And it's interesting, and we'll get to why it was interesting when we do what we always do with our tours. We kind of use our reference material and go by the shows and stuff. So before we talk about the tour, I kind of wanted to kind of do a little bit of a reset as to where Kiss was, like what they were doing here. Because 2007, in my opinion, is kind of a dead zone for the band because Sonic Boom hadn't come out, Monster hadn't come out. There was no new music, right? The last studio album had come out 9 years before, which was Psycho Circus, and that was off the heels of the reunion. So Kiss was kind of living off of legacy type stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there was nothing going on with the band. So the interesting thing about this tour, and again, it is considered an official tour, is that some of the stuff was at festivals. Some of them were at like professional, like small functions. So it's kind of weird here.
Casinos.
Casinos. It's interesting, and we'll get into it. And again, there is only 6 shows to talk about here, but I do find it fascinating. It's kind of a weird snapshot in history that, you know, there was really nothing going on. The first thing that sticks out to me, because we always talk about like stage costumes, etc. The first thing that sticks out to me is that the band is pretty much wearing a modern version of the Alive costumes, and you could see that clearly with what Tommy Thayer has on. You know, with those the silver circles around the shoulders, and Paul. Gene looks like he kind of has like maybe an updated, modernized version of his costume. So I thought that was interesting that they're tapping into that nostalgia already with, you know, no new stuff going back to Alive. And you could see clips of this on YouTube. There's videos of there's one video that's the entire tour. It looks like it's somebody from like almost the front row videoing the whole thing. So let's talk about that. Thoughts on them kind of rebooting the Alive costume, Zeus?
Well, you're getting into the part where Kiss is now running out of ideas and kind of just throwing it out there like, we're a legacy act, we'll wear this. But they weren't trying to be inventive and be like, okay, this tour we're doing this. For this tour, we're going to step up and change the stage. This tour, we're going to do this. It seemed like they were just going through the motions, collecting their checks.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, with the stage, I'll give them credit. The stage is kind of cool because it is a little bit reminiscent of the Love Gun Alive 2 stage. It's got the drum riser.
Smaller version.
Exactly. It's got the stairs and the drum riser, but it's obviously a toned down. So that is kind of cool with the amps and the big giant Kiss logo sign behind them. So visually, it kind of looks cool. I know I didn't go on this tour. Zeus, you didn't go on this tour.
Nope.
Again, I'm interested to see if anybody did. But let's kind of get into it and where we start. So we start July 20th, 2007 at a casino in Sault Ste. Marie. And this is hilarious. The opening act was Clown Sack. I mean, right off the bat, what the fuck is that? I don't know.
It sounds like that parody from SNL. This year's festival is going to be headlined by Mrs. Potato Dick.
Yeah,
all these fake band names and stuff. That just sounds like a joke. So before you go on, Tom, I want to give everybody the set list for this little mini tour.
Okay.
From the first one, we always go by the first one and then try to see what other songs were added in. We got 20 songs. It starts with DRC, then Deuce, Making Love, All American Man.
first time ever performed live.
The fact that they put All American Man in here.
Can you imagine?
Hey, Paul, so in other words, what you preach now doesn't hold true.
Yep.
Calling Dr. Love, Lick It Up, I Love It Loud, Firehouse, Do You Love Me, Come On and Love Me, Hotter Than Hell, Watching You, Shout It Out Loud, God of Thunder, Got to Choose, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, God Gave Rock and Roll, and Rock and Roll All Night, 20 songs.
What do you notice about that set list? With the exception of All American Man and maybe, one or two songs.
That's the same shit we've been saying for years, that they've been playing the same,
it's the same set list.
The same basic 15 songs for years, but they are missing a few. Later on in the tour, they added, these are the additional ones: Christine 16, Nothing to Lose, Going Blind, She, Parasite, Heaven's on Fire, I Was Made for Loving You. So right there's two big ones that are in their end of the road, but not in anything else. Heaven's on Fire and I Was Made for Loving You.
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, that was the first time they ever played All American Man. So it's cool here too. So there's information here about that opening show. They did a sound check, and during the sound check, they played part of Two Timer, part of Room Service, which is awesome. That first show, Gene didn't do any blood or didn't do any flying, nothing during God of Thunder. They played. The reported audience was about 10,000. It says about 7,500 were sold, and the rest were comps and day of purchase, that stuff. So 10,000 people, and that was a casino show. So not bad.
Yeah.
July 21st, they go to Rockfest in Wisconsin. The Chippewa Valley Music Festival was the promoter. Other acts here. I've heard. I mean, they had Chicago, Collective Soul, The Tragically Hip. I mean, I don't know what
about Zed Leplin.
Yeah, I like that one. Reported audience about 35,000 people. Kiss was the final act. They appeared on Saturday and hit the stage after 11 p.m. Grand Funk Railroad with Bruce Kulick also played this festival the previous night, which was cool.
Do you think that Bruce went up to them and said, Hey guys, Bruce Kulick, not playing with Kiss. Gonna play over here. See you in a bit."
And this had the same set list as the previous show there. We moved to July 25th. The Oaks Blindham Equestrian Facility in San Juan Capistrano, California. That's a mouthful for you. So this was a Cisco customer appreciation event. So let's stop and think of that for a minute. There was less than 1,000 people. Kiss has now been relegated to doing corporate functions.
Yeah, but who are the other acts?
I know. The Iron Maidens, AC/DC, and Zepparella. So all female cover bands.
No, but all legendary bands with covers. But Kiss is the real Kiss.
But that's my point.
And I'm waiting for all those Eddie Trunk people saying, "Yeah,
it's a cover
Kiss
band,
cover band too."
But that's kind of my point. Is I find that like you are performing with cover bands at a corporate event. That to me, that's got to be the lowest of the low for a Kiss show. I don't know. I just think it is. Gene Spits Blood, first time in 2007 he'd done so far for God of Thunder. The event included a large buffet, laser tag, carnival rides, and arcade games. Dear God. And again, similar, pretty much the same set list. Yeah, I don't know. Corporate events for Kiss. Yikes. Now the next night is where the action comes into play here. Yeah. Why this tour has a little bit of infamous story behind it. So July 27th at the Soboba Casino Arena in San Jacinto, California. Reported audience less than 6,000 people. This is the one where Paul has a cardiac event before the show. And they perform as a trio for the first time ever. Paul is hospitalized and the show goes on without him. There's a really cool YouTube clip that I shared with Zeus that somebody got. It's actually really cool where Gene comes out and speaks to the audience and the crowd and explains to them that Paul has had an event.
Here, I'll play it.
Yep.
There it is.
Perfect. Yeah, so you can hear Gene again, loving the fans, talking to them. You can hear those guys. We care about Paul's health.
That is that fucking super fan from the cruise?
Yeah. So they play, and it's. I mean, that's kind of the famous thing. There's actually an interesting ultimate classic rock thing on here, too. And it says, Paul Stanley was 55. He did the sound check as normal, and later on he didn't feel well. And it was funny because, not funny, but Gene demanded to see his friend. Staff calls for an ambulance, police department escort. The show was delayed for an hour. Doc McGee appeared on stage with Gene, and they said, listen up, this is important to us. You heard that. You're important to us. Paul's heart was going at 200 beats a minute. Would you like to go home, or do you want us to try to play for you? So they played as a three-piece for the first time ever. There are some additional notes here for the Kiss tards that might refute the trio thing. And some of the notes here indicate that the 1982 appearance without Ace was lip-synced and not a concert. Yep. So it doesn't count. Several times throughout history, Gene and Paul have covered for each other when they have vocal issues. Additionally, Paul, who was suffering from heat exhaustion, had sat out a couple songs during the West Palm Beach show in 2004. So that's kind of what people think of if you know about the Hit and Run tour. It's that infamous story where they play as a trio for the first time. So that was Paul's only 55 there. So
it's fascinating because we all know of this incident. Wasn't there one time where Paul didn't play?
Yep.
And that's the real story. Now it's funny because you get to what is the actual set list, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. So the sound check is normal. They even did You Shook Me All Night Long.
Yep.
But then when they get into the songs, you're like, wait a minute, what? So you got Deuce, Cold Gin, Calling Dr. Love. Then they add Christine 16, Nothing to Lose, Eric Singer. I Love It Loud, Going Blind, Watching You, She, Parasite, bass solo. God of Thunder, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, Black Diamond, Rock and Roll Night. They can do a show without Paul. Can they do a show without Gene?
I was just going to say that. Is that amazing? So those are all Gene and Peter/Eric vocals. Pretty badass set list. And so the thing that I find interesting about this, Zeus, and I never really thought about this until kind of now as we're talking. So he had the cardiac event after sound check. So their set list was planned. That means they knew these songs and were able to switch like that. They knew that they were ready to go. So they had songs in their back pocket.
Something that would never happen again.
Imagine that. So they have songs in their back pocket on rotation that if they have to, they can. They pulled out Making Love. They pulled out Lick It Up. They pulled out Firehouse. They pulled out Do You Love Me? And they threw in all these other songs and were able to do it.
And they can do that now.
Right.
Which leads you to think that they didn't do it now on the end of the road because Paul is that stubborn. It's like, you're not going to show me up.
Right.
We're not going to do less of my songs. We're going to do my songs this way. If you listen to some of the clips from this tour, Paul sounds like shit.
He sounds horrendous. And this is
and
almost
you can tell
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sounds like shit.
Yep, he does. I just found it fascinating that they were able to do that quick change and have a complete Gene and Eric tour and didn't miss a beat. I find that really fascinating.
Yeah. I wonder, do you remember when we did the Dubai concert? Hey, we made him. We have a little time. Maybe we can do Strutter. And they're like, okay, how do we do
right.
Strutter.
Right.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Imagine. I know. Unbelievable. So they take up. So those were I think those were supposed to be the only 4 shows. Then you got 2 more added on. So the next one is September 15th. This was actually canceled. I take that back. This show was canceled. It was in British Columbia, Canada. It was promoted by the big.
It became a lawsuit. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Do you want to take that from here?
No, all I'm going to add is they became a lawsuit because they had to cancel. It wasn't Kiss that canceled this, and Kiss was supposed to be paid $900,000 regardless, and the other people were supposed to get the gates. Kiss is like, hey, we held up our end of the fucking bargain. What's the difference?
Yep.
But I don't know the end result of that lawsuit, but I don't blame them. It's not our fault.
It was canceled almost 2 weeks prior to the event due to, quote, logistical problems at the Mountain Concert site. And it led to the lawsuit that Zeus just mentioned. So the final show, which was still considered technically part of the Hit and Run tour, October 26th at Mandalay Bay in Vegas. Less than 1,500 people there, no opening acts. So this obviously was some kind of private show. Set list. Now the set list is mixed, okay? You got Heaven's on Fire. You got Christine 16. You got I Was Made for Loving You. And you still have the songs that were kind of mostly there. The return of Paul Stanley. So this is a private event for the Entrepreneurs Organization. So again, Kiss doing corporate events. But think about it. They hadn't had any new music in, almost 10 years. And now they're doing that circuit now. They're doing festivals and corporate events. Now, this is interesting. Brent Fitz, our buddy, replaced Eric Singer so that he could participate in the corporate gig. So that was kind of interesting because at the time
in the Alice Cooper band.
Right, exactly. So that's the Hit and Run tour. That's it. And I still, even though it's a snippet, we talked about this before, I find these types of things almost more fascinating than like the legendary things. Like we always talk about that weird 81, 82 era of Kiss and like that kind of all that drama, that weird shit. This Kiss playing corporate events for 1,000 people. Paul, not that that's obviously a good thing, but Paul having the cardiac event, the band playing as a trio for the first time, the set list, all lawsuits, weird shit right now going on in Kisstory in 2007.
Yeah. And Eric Singer not really putting everything into Kiss because he was still performing with Alice Cooper at the time. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if Peter's coming back. I don't know what's going to go on. And, afterwards they seem to, pick up where they left off. But again, as they swap out songs here and there from one concert to another, something that we never get to really experience after this.
Yeah. And I find it, again, fascinating that, 12, 13, 14, 15 years later, the band embarks on an end of the road tour that captures like the entire world. Like think of where they went. They were playing corporate events for Cisco in front of 1,000 people. 15 years later, they're doing 2 sold out shows at Madison Square Garden doing their final show. I mean, for all the stuff we give Kiss, they are like cockroaches. They fucking won't die. I mean, no matter what happens, they always find a way to come back and be relevant and be major and be big and sell out 20,000 seat arenas. And I don't know. It's, for all the things we shit on Paul about, I think that's where Paul is, whether or not we love him or hate him, it's kind of the MVP of the band. He refuses to let the band die. And at this time, they were probably dead.
Yeah. I feel like this is kind of the beginning of them getting stagnant. Like,
totally.
We'll just do this. We'll just fucking go out on tour, make money.
I agree. Yep.
And call it, basically a legacy act is what they became.
Agreed.
So
yep.
What are you going to do? Now,
that's right.
Tom, we usually rank these things.
Yes.
So the Hit and Run tour, which is in 2007, these are the tours that we have done so far.
Yep.
The Hotter Than Hell tour, Dress to Kill tour, Spirit of 76 tour, Lick It Up tour, Animalize tour, Hot in the Shade tour, World Domination tour, better known as
Roximus Maximus, honking on Bobo.
And then after that, technically, would be this in order chronologically.
Yep.
As far as the dates of the concert go. But then we did Hottest Show on Earth and Freedom to Rock.
Yep.
Tom, the first thing we rank is the costumes. Do you want to go and tell everybody what you ranked?
Yep. So right now, my costume rank is at the bottom, Lick It Up at number 9. Then Animalize, Hot in the Shade, World Domination, Hottest Show on Earth, Freedom to Rock, Hotter Than Hell, Dress to Kill, and Destroyer. So as I mentioned earlier, this is them kind of pulling out the Alive costumes. And I'm sorry, I know this is going to sound immature and spiteful because that's what we do here. I'm actually putting this last because I think it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm penalizing them because I think it takes a lot of balls to pull out the Alive costumes for this when there was no need for it. I just think it's ballsy to do it, and I'm going to penalize them by putting it last on my list.
All right. I
Yep.
get it.
Yep.
So for me, from 9 to 1, Animalize, Lick It Up, Hot in the Shade, World Domination, Freedom Rock, Hottest Show on Earth, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, Spirit of 76 Tour. I am going to put this at the same spot. Why not? Fuck
Okay.
it. There's nothing
Okay.
original about this. As bad as Animalize and Lick It Up was, at least it's different than what they were doing in other tours.
Yep.
And I know like World Domination, Freedom, the Rock, Hottest Show on Earth, they're kind of like variations, but at least there's a little bit of variation.
Yep.
So
I agree.
All right, Tom. Let's go to the stage now. How do you rank your stages?
Okay, so stages for me. Last at number 9 is Animalize, then World Domination, Hottest Show on Earth, Freedom to Rock, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, Lick It Up, Spirit of 76, and Hot in the Shade. I don't mind this because, like we talked about, it's kind of a scaled-down version of the Love Gun Alive 2. It kind of does look badass with the stairs, the amps, the drum riser. So I'm going to... I mean, it's not that great, so I'm probably going to put this... I'm going to put this at number 9. It's not worse than the Animalized tour, which wasn't really anything. So I'll put this at 9.
Okay.
Just, yeah, it's still a little bit of a kind of copycat thing, you know, so I can't give him too much credit for that. So.
All right.
Yep.
For me, number 9 to 1. Animalize, World Domination, Hottest Show on Earth, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, Freedom to Rock, Lick It Up, Hot in the Shade, Spirit of 76. I'm putting this last. The Animalized tour, I think of the big kiss sign. What am I thinking of when I think of this?
Okay, that's
Nothing.
fair. That's fair.
Right?
Good point.
There's
Good
nothing
point.
that sticks out for me on this.
Okay.
So
Fair.
Hit and Run Tour is number 10. Now we go to set list. Tom, what's your set list?
Yeah, so last at number 9 is World Domination, then Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, Freedom to Rock, Hottest Show on Earth, Lick It Up, Animalize, Spirit of 76, Hot in the Shade. I'm sorry, I know we're bashing our own episode here, but I'm putting this last.
Really?
It's just, yeah, I mean, I know they threw an All-American Man, you know, once, or, you know, not once, it was a regular part of the tour, I guess, but the rest of it, it's just end of the road 2.0 with a couple things mixed in. It doesn't stand out for me, so I'm just going to put it last.
So for me, I've got World Domination at 9, Freedom to Rock, Hottest Show on Earth, Hot in the Shade, Animalize, Lick It Up, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, Spirit of 76. Tom, I'm going to actually go one ahead of you. I'm going to go 7.
Okay.
Because they have a very unique All-American Man.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And there are some stuff, you know, I know it's cheating because Paul was out where they added, you know, Nothing to Lose, Christine 16, Going Blind, She, Parasite. They got a lot of good Alive songs. Firehouse is on this. Come On and Love Me is on this. They have Lick It Up, you know. I'm not a big fan, but Making Love, you know, they've played it a few times in the last 20-something years. That's there.
Yep.
Got to Choose, I'm not a fan, but that's a little unique.
Okay.
So, yeah, and the other ones, they were playing God Gave Rock and Roll. I should take it back now. Fuck.
I mean, it's okay. It's just one song.
All right. So, Tom, top 20 songs, we mentioned them. The extras are Christine 16, Nothing to Lose, Going Blind, She, Parasite, Heaven's on Fire, and I Was Made for Loving You. What would you take from those 7 songs and replace on the top 20?
So I would take out Let Me Go Rock and Roll, and I would put in Christine 16. I would take out Got to Choose and put in Parasite, and I would take out God Gave Rock and Roll to You and put in She.
Okay.
Those would be
That's
my
it?
changes. Yeah, those would be my changes.
All right. So let's say we have a 20 set list. I would take out, right off the top, I don't want to hear Got to Choose.
No.
So I would take that out and I would put in Nothing to Lose.
Yes. Shit. I probably should have added that too. That's okay.
Okay. Then I would also take out God Gave Rock and Roll, definite. And I would add Christine 16. Okay.
Okay.
So then I would take out Making Love.
Oh, okay.
And I would add in She.
Okay.
And that's really it. I don't really care for Heaven's on Fire with them in makeup.
I know. Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah. Yeah.
So the rest I would probably leave in there.
Okay.
Now we do overall tour rank.
Yep.
So favorite tours, Tom. Let's start with your number 9.
Okay, so my tour rankings here, last at number 9 is World Domination. Then Hottest Show on Earth, Freedom to Rock, Lick It Up, Animalize, Hotter Than Hell, Hot in the Shade, Spirit of 76, Dress to Kill. So I know this show, couple shows, not a lot of action. I'm not a big fan of the copycat costumes here with the Alive stuff, but some interesting set list choices. You get the drama with Paul, the corporate gigs. It's interesting, I guess. And as far as I'm concerned, it's going to take a lot to get World Domination off the cellar because that thing was terrible with the Aerosmith thing. It was just fucking horrendous. So I am going to put Hit and Run at number 9 and keep World Domination at the bottom.
Okay. All right, Tom. So my top 10, well, top 9 now, World Domination, Freedom to Rock, Hottest Show on Earth, Hot in the Shade, Animalize Tour, Lick It Up, Hotter Than Hell, Dress to Kill, and then Spirit of 76. So if I'm doing set lists, which is the most important thing for me, I've got to put this at number 7, and I'm dropping Hottest Show on Earth because I just think this is more unique.
Okay.
So do
fair.
I really care to see a different stage more so than hear different songs?
Right,
and
right.
To hear Kiss do different songs like All American Man, which I like the song. It's not fucking my favorite, but the fact that it's different is so unique if you're a Kiss fan. That I would take it. So I'm putting this at number 7.
Okay.
So that's our tour episode. I know we got a long episode out of this. Well, most of it was about anal probing, but
hey,
regardless,
you got to take it when you can get it.
Yeah. Tom, what we do next is we go to question of the week.
Yes. And our question of the week is brought to us by our good friend, OG Patreon member, and Shout It Out Loudcast Hall of Famer, the great Tony Barone of ABCPA Inc. ABCPA Inc. is an accounting firm located in the suburbs of Chicago that will assist you in all of your tax and accounting needs. For businesses, they can help with financial statements, bookkeeping, payroll tax returns, sales tax returns, and the filing of all your federal and state income tax returns. And for individuals, they can help you with accounting for sole proprietorships, rental real estate, trust and estate returns, and your personal federal and state income tax returns. They have access to all 50 states for business and individual tax returns that they can prepare and e-file on your behalf. So Zeus, whether you live in
Tennessee
or
Idaho,
they have clients everywhere, so geography is not an issue. I can tell you right now, Tony is not just a friend and a Patreon and a Hall of Famer. Both of us, Zeus and I, have done business with him in the past. He is incredible. Him and his team will take care of you. They'll walk you through any questions, any issues that you have. They'll keep you updated on the entire process. These guys rock. We can't say enough about abcpainc.com. Visit them at that website that I just said, abcpainc.com, or call them directly, Tony Barone, at 708-430-3232. The phone number is 708-430-3232. And again, that's abcpainc.com. We love Tony. Now, that being said, let's get to our question of the week from the great Matt Murphy. Some bands, whether it's their choice or by bad luck, go out on top. The Beatles chose to, and Lynyrd Skynyrd was a tragedy, but they were at the peak of their powers. Led Zeppelin may have been on the upswing too. Some bands hang around too long and end up tarnishing their legacy. I'm wondering, when could Kiss have retired and been remembered in the best light? Ooh.
I would say give them about 5 years after Monster. So 2017-18.
Really?
Yeah, I would. If they did it like they normally would, promote an actual album, give them a year or two to promote Monster, and then announce like a 3-year, we're fucking done. But we just released an album not too long ago. We're going out for a 3-year tour. So why not?
So I'm going to say something that might be a little bit shocking because it would have robbed us of a ton of years of Kiss. But I think in order to be remembered at the top of the game, I think if they retired after the reunion tour, that would have been it. Retire after that Alive Worldwide reunion tour. That would have been it. That would have been people's memory. Their highlight memory of them would have been the original 4, reunion, stage, set list, all that stuff. Boom, done. And then they wouldn't have dragged on and just lingered about doing corporate events for 1,000 people in front of a fucking inflatable bounce house for little kids. But again, selfishly, I'm glad they didn't because we got to get all that, all those many more years to talk about them and, of course, the podcast. So it's a great question, Matt. I always appreciate it. So thank you very much. Really, that was a good one.
Tom, where can people find us?
Always go to our website at shoutitoutloudcast.com. That's the best place you can find us. All of our information is there. You can find all of our episodes, Shout It Out Loudcast, Dorm Damage, Album Review Crew, Zeppelin Chronicles, links to all of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky now as well. Yes. I forgot about that one. That's there too. Links to our Amazon shopping page, links to buy some Shout It Out Loudcast merch. We got some kick-ass t-shirts and some tons of cool stuff. And designed by our great friend and also Shout It Out Loudcast Hall of Famer, the great Jeff Trott. That might be the greatest theme song we have for a fan, Patreon, Hall of Fame, or whatever you want to call it. Love Jeff. Also, we have our email address at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. It's the best way to get in touch with us if you want your question of the week read. We read one every week. And whether or not we read your email during the show on feedback, we read every single email you send us. So please keep sending us the emails, of course. And we always like to say that we're a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast network of shows.
Yeah, you can always DM us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, motherfucker, and Blue Sky. Check out our Spotify playlist. That's where you go to our profile, not the podcast, and you can hear them. It's like last week when we did the best 7th song. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And give us a 5-star child review on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, and you can give us a review. That helps us out. And then make sure you go to Amazon and pick up our Raise Your Glasses book about the Kiss songs and give us a 5-star review there. That helps us out a lot. Tom, I always repeat the website because it's that fucking good. shoutitoutloudcast.com, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Do you have any famous last words?
I do, but before I do that, I just want to give everybody one last reminder about magicmind.com. Please check them out. There's a limited offer that you can use now. Your first subscription is 48% off or 20% off a one-time purchase with the code SOL20, not SIOL20, SOL20. Please check them out, magicmind.com/SOL20. And for famous last words, I got to go with this one. I don't usually say things like this to girls your age, but when I saw you coming out of school that day I knew I've got to have you. I've got to have you.
I've been to Detroit. I've been to LA. And I've seen St. Louis. And I've had some good times. But I've been waiting for a girl like you. Nice. Tom, Kiss Army, Loudcasters, Anal Probers, everybody out there, thank you.
Guys, you're the best. Thank you so much. Appreciate everything. Anxious to hear from anybody who was at this show, specifically the show where Paul had the cardiac event. That would be really cool. And Zeus, as always, my friend, thank you.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Hit the music. What I'd like now is for all you fat, out-of-shape, worldwide kiss-tards to keep the noise down while I show your ladies what a real sexy man looks like.
Listen, all you people out there sitting on rented furniture, settle down. Put
the music. Anybody seen Richie? Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo?